Well, good morning. Thank you so much for joining me for your 10 a.m. news and weather update. I'm Bailey Bockover.
Dustin Staples with you.
Yep, and how are you feeling about Hurricane Aaron and all of that?
Good. It
Yeah.
was well, I think a little underperformed in a good way because a lot of our winds did not reach 60 miles that we've seen so far.
Right.
So we actually did better than we thought we would because we thought it was going to strengthen back to a 3. Never strengthened back to a category 3. So it kind of maintained some dry air and kind of ate it up a little bit. So
Exactly.
I think that really hit a lot of people at ease a little bit. No direct landfall.
It did.
Some impacts along the coast, but we did fare pretty well.
Unfortunately, for those of you that do have homes over there on the coast, today is probably a difficult day for you just because I don't think, this is as of 9:16 this morning, you're not passing that.
No.
That's,
no.
That's waterfront property right there.
That's yeah. And what are those? The crews out there trying to they plow in the water. It looks like, or I don't know what they're doing, but
out of the way,
yeah, that's quite something. I mean, that overwash is powerful. I mean, that's something you don't want to mess around with because it's like basically stepping into a rip current if you think about it because you're moving around so fast with that. But yeah, definitely something you want to be careful traveling around Highway 12 today. But it's going to be closed. I would imagine. Probably through the rest of the week. I would imagine.
For sure. Well, before we dive into your first alert forecast with Dustin Staples, I do want to talk about a resurfacing project that is coming to Kinston. This project, well, for many of you who live in Kinston, you'd know that some of the roads are not as pristine as others could be. But Mayor Don Hardy announced that a big street resurfacing project has started and will continue through September, weather permitting, of course. The project includes improvements to key roads like Boy Scott Road, Caswell Street, Eagle Road, McLuhan Street, Wilson Avenue, Perry Park Drive, and many more. Other paving projects will also address neighborhood streets like Briarcliff Court, Briarwood Road, and Sand Clay Road. Mayor Hardy says this investment in infrastructure will enhance safety, improve road conditions, and strengthen the quality of life for Kinston residents, hopefully so. A full list of the roads and projects can be found on our website, WITN.com. We have a link on there for you. But now let's dive into our forecast and see, we can say bye-bye to Hurricane Aaron, and
Yes.
we can say hello to some more sunshine and cooler temperatures.
Yeah, beginning there. Yeah, we got to get through a few days of temperatures in the 80s, near 90. But again, it's summertime, so you really can't expect much with that as well. Yeah, Aaron this morning. Next update will come in about at 11 a.m. So we'll see how that plays with that. Maybe weakening over time. So again, that tropical storm warnings continue for majority of the east and pretty much all the way up towards Maryland there as well. But Cat 2 status all the way through at least the weekend, and then weakening to a remnant low as it goes towards next week as it head towards portions of the northern Atlantic, heading towards portions of Greenland and Iceland as well. And of course, the outer bands there, just a few light sprinkles back towards south of Hatteras. That's really about it this morning. But the infrared satellite showcases that imagery there, the swirling of that storm. A lot of dry air is eating it up. Again, that is helping the formation not get as strong as we thought it would be in the long run with that as well. But overall, majority of us are thankfully staying fairly steering clear of that, minus those winds moving in right there too. Some low-level clouds back, say south of Wayne County, Lenore County, and Greene County picking up on that, but that's really about it. All that action is pretty well off our shoreline, quite behind that as well. Majority of our area will continue to have that improving conditions the rest of today. Tropical storm warnings will continue to the rest of today due to the abundance of caution with that as well. Pretty quiet skies in Goldsboro was cloud cover there, no rain forecasted. Even here in Greenville, trying to get a few breaks of sunshine, but most of us here are staying fairly overcast. We'll eventually get some sunny breaks later on this afternoon heading into today. Air temperatures upper 70s, low 80s, give or take, so not too bad, but that wind is what makes things get breezy at times too. Out of the north, about 10 to 20 miles an hour, 20 to 30 miles an hour back towards our coastline, especially our southern outer banks. Of course, obviously all of our beaches at a high risk of rip currents, and holding that status at least through tomorrow. Current gusts right now, 15 to 25 inland, 25 to 35 along Crystal Coast, even some 40-mile-an-hour gusts at times as well. So pretty much the rest of today, again, watching out for some inland gusts up to 30 miles an hour, 25 give or take, I'd say, with that too. Maybe still seeing 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts, maybe an isolated 50 as that storm passes on through this afternoon. Beach erosion, again, like we showed you there, Highway 12 too. Now the wind gust forecast, future winds rather, holding at 20 to 30 miles along the coast, 10 to 20 inland, and by tonight and Friday morning, winds will subside a little bit. Still breezy at times, but the majority of us will start to see some quiety conditions over time heading into the weekend. So the good news is that winds to calm down and relax a little while. It'll make things a lot more doable to be outside, but again, just be careful with anything with structure-wise. Of course, Watermelon Festival, underthink, all that today. Move-ins at ECU. Be careful if things happen today. Now, the wind gust forecast you see there will stay under 30 miles an hour for the majority of locations. Again, 25 or less along our coastline. So, or excuse me, inland locations will be right there with that too. And as we go towards the rest of tomorrow afternoon, good news with that, those winds will slowly subside too. Wave height's not going to be a big issue till about Friday night. We'll start to see about those 3 to 6 footers out there. And as we go towards Saturday morning, most of those wave heights will come below 6 feet or less. So again, if you're doing any offshore fishing, any offshore boating, you might want to be careful with that as well. Where's our future radar here goes to show rainfall amounts. Not much expected in the way of that today or tomorrow. So some spotty showers with that too. We'll get a nice relaxing break, and the humidity to Sunday goes back up, and then we'll really get a dip in that humidity late next week as a cold front's going to be coming in Monday, dropping those temperatures as well. Other than that, though, again, watch out for the rough surf for the next few days along the coastline. A few showers, possibly some isolated storms there along the beach, but most of us will stay pretty quiet at least through Sunday. Again, cold front comes through late Monday afternoon, maybe sparking a few isolated sprinkles or showers here or there, especially along the coastline, and they'll dip us highs back to near 80 degrees going into late week.
Yeah, you take a look at those upper 70s, and it's one where, Dustin, I mean, that's not something you'd expect to see in mid-August, right? Or even towards the end of August.
Late August, no. Really, we should be seeing upper 80s still right now, but I mean, after the summer we've had so far, I think that's a nice treat, especially going into September. That cool weather looks like it may even extend into past Labor Day, too, so we could be seeing areas part of the heart country, north and south of Indiana, Kentucky, lows in the 50s and 40s out that way. Wow. So we're going to stay away from that. We're not going to get that too cold. I mean, a lot of you probably wanting that, but I mean, you know, fall's coming. Just give it a few weeks.
Perfect. Thank you, Dustin. Thank you all for joining us for your 10 a.m. news and weather update. We'll see you back here at 11.